Okay, so here is an experiment. I thought I would record myself doing data analysis with ChatGPT. I'm going to use the latest version that has some advanced functionalities. And to do that, I will use somewhat personal data set. I hope this is going to work okay. Just a second. So this data set is a data set that I extracted from an application that I've been using for many, many years that collects, the original idea was to collect information about some of my habits, and then I ended up using it almost exclusively to track my workouts. And yeah, so I have data in there going back to, I think, 2017, so it's quite a number of years. And the data export is a little messy, and as you will see, not all the columns are relevant. But let's see what I can do with it. I already did a little bit of an initial analysis, but I want to start from the beginning so you can see what I'm doing. So I think that the first step is to see what's in the data. So I'll ask what's in this data set. And I think this is a feature of the new version. There's a preview, a table. You can use interactive tables, and but here is an explanation of every field. So there's an identifier, a habit, which is the name of the habit being tracked, so that correctly detects that. Of course, date is simple, unnamed. I don't know what it is. The year, the note. This is important because for every habit and every exercise, I typically write notes, and I want to see how I can how ChatGPT can handle unstructured data. So just to give you a sense of what could be in there, when I do a workout, I may write in there where I am or what I'm doing, what sequence of exercises I've done, and so on. Check-in count is how many times I checked in. Days in streak, how many days I've been in a habit streak, and I think all the others are not particularly important. So they are in there, but they are not important. So let's see, where do we start? I think the one way I would like to start is just to get an overview of the frequency of these entries over time. So show me a graph with the frequency of habits over time. It's analyzing the data, and let's see what we get. Takes a little while. Okay, so I had already tried that, and I knew that it's not exactly what I want. So I think what it's doing here is to have probably data for every single day. This is why it's using a line chart, and it goes up to, I don't know what it is actually. It's a little weird, but I know that it's not what I want. I think this is individual days, and it's either present or not present in that day. I believe that's what it does. There's also an explanation. Here is a graph showing the frequency of habits checked in over time. The x-axis represents the dates, and the y-axis represents the number of habit check-ins for each date. Okay, so I want to aggregate this. So let's see what we can do. Aggregate this data so that I can see the frequency of habits on a monthly basis. Let's see. Okay, so that seems closer to what I wanted. I think it's for every single month. Let me see. So that's 31st. No, that's not what I want. That seems to be every single day, right? So 31st, I don't know what it did. Oh yeah, no, maybe it is. It is monthly, just the last day of the month, I think. Yeah, it's always the 30. Yeah, it is what I wanted, I think. Let's see with a bar chart is probably easier. Turn this into a bar chart. Keep the aggregations the same. Let's see. Maybe it was not needed, but all right. So yeah, I think this works. Yep. I don't know if it's correct. I'm assuming it's correct. And it goes from November 2017 to, what is that? October 2023. All right. So this is for the whole set of habits. And let's try to focus on exercise. So create the same plot, but use only the entries marked as what? As, I think it's exercise. Yes, exercise in the, I think it's the habit column. Habit in the habit column. Let's see. Takes a little while. All right, it's interesting that it changes the color. I don't know if it's on purpose. But so I don't know if it's doing things right, but what I know is that the trend changes. So I'm assuming it's using different data. The legend also helps, right? Number of exercise habits checked in by month. So okay, so the x-axis is month, and y is the number of exercise habits checked in. This is pretty good. I like it quite a lot. Okay, so let's see if the numbers make sense to me. Is it possible I did only a few exercises per month? Seems a little low, but I can tell. What if I want to show this as a calendar? Show me the same data in a calendar view as a heat map. Is it gonna work? Heat map. No, but a calendar view as every individual days. Let me see. No, that's not gonna work. The same. Okay, show me. Let's see. No, because I don't have too many every single day. So what can I do here? Show me. I don't know. I think what I want to do is to look at the raw data without aggregation, but I have to think about how to do it. So it's a hard one. So something like show me, let's see, show me the exercise data in a plot with multiple x-axis axes, yes, multiple x-axes, where each axis represents 1 month in a given year, and each check-in is depicted by a small dot. I think it's a little hard, but well, we're here to test it. Let's see what it can do. Ooh, let's see. It's a bit of anticipation. Here we go. Is it gonna work? Is it gonna work or not? It's analyzing. Takes a while. It's thinking longer with this one. Is it stuck? Didn't like my idea. Ooh! Okay. What is that? So I think it's doing things correctly, but I wanted to stack them vertically. I think it's correct. It is correct. Wow. It's a little noisy, but it's correct. Maybe we should do it differently. Maybe as one x-axis for the whole year. Let's see. Create the same type of plot, but what? But each x-axis should cover an entire year. Also stack the x-axis vertically instead of arranging them in a grid. Let's see. Is it gonna work? Yes, I think it works. Let's make it bigger. I think it works. Oh no. What's in the x-axis? I don't know what the labels are. This is a little suspect. Can I ask? What? Is there a legend here? No. What is the meaning of the labels in the x-axis? The day of the year. Ah, the day of the... Oh, that's clever. The day of the year, of course. What if we want to use just the month? Use months instead of day of the year for the x-axis labels. Wow, I'm impressed. It works. All right, So, well, we can see that there's a much higher, maybe you should make these dots bigger. Make the dots bigger, at least what? At least 10 pixels, at least 20 pixels wide. Or maybe make the dots bigger with a radius of at least 20 pixels. Is it gonna like that? Maybe it's too big. Let's see. Oh, create crosses now. All right, but we can see more. Use circles instead of crosses as symbols. Let's see. That should be easy. Is it gonna work? It's pretty amazing. Oh, wow, yes, it does work. And maybe we can add transparency. Is it already transparent? Add some transparency to the dots. Is it gonna work? Let's see. Yeah, wow. I'm impressed. I have to say I am impressed indeed. All right, so what can I do now? So I guess it's doing things right. Now I wanted to see the temporal evolution. What do I want to see next? So I think now it's time to look at the nodes column. This is also interesting because it's unstructured data, and then we can use some of this unstructured data back into temporal analysis. Let's see if this is possible. So let's say, what are the most frequent, I already tried that before, so I know it's gonna work. What are the most frequent terms in the nodes column? So as I said, I did this before, so I have an idea of what it's gonna show. But I think it's useful for you to see what we have in there. So as you can see, sometimes I have numbers that are not particularly relevant. I think it's mostly about how many repetition I have of an exercise. It's interesting that 20 is very common. I tend to do things in sequences of 20 repetitions. Workout with at home. Sometimes I write down where I'm doing the exercise. It looks like I do a lot of squats. Sometimes I have abbreviations like W means workout. Show me the top. Maybe we should do the top 30 in a word cloud. Show me the top 50 terms in a word cloud where the terms are colored by frequency. Let's see what it does. Right. So workout, squats, at home, ups. I think that's pull-ups or push-ups, rows, planks, pull. Okay, so let's extract exercises. So keep only terms that represent certain types of, no, that represent exercises. Let's see. Yes. Wow, I love it. So weights. Oh, that's the title, which makes sense. Lots of workouts, burpees here, swimming, walking, bench, squats, rowing, bench press. I think it's so. Is it? Let's see if it can put together terms that go together. How do I ask to do that? When appropriate, stitch together terms that represent an exercise. For example, push and ups should go together to form a single term. The single term. Push-ups. Push-ups. Let's see. Come on. I want to see if it does it right and if it also puts pull-ups together. Pretty amazing. Yes, it does it. So not only puts push-ups together, but also pull-ups together. Even though there's still pull here. What is that here? Oh, deadlifts, weights, running, burpees. Is it everything? How do I check? Plank. There must be other exercises. It's hard to check. I know that there's something else. All right, so I think another question I have is how these change over time. So now arrange these. I want to be vague on purpose. So rather than telling it what kind of plot I want to tell it what is my intent. So I want to look at the frequency of these terms over time. So I'm not telling it how to do it. I'm just telling ChatGPT what I want. Let's see. Is it working? I'm curious to see what it does. All right, so I have to pause for a moment. I have a call. Okay, so so what do I see here? Because there are numerous lines. There should be one line for each term. So here is the plot showing the frequency of combined exercise-related terms over time. Each line represents the frequency of a specific exercise term per month, but I see only a few, so now I'm confused. It's interesting because it kind of like gives me the interpretation as well. This visualization allows you to see how the popularity of different exercises has varied over time, which is kind of like telling me, what can I see here? Yeah, I need adjustment. Place each exercise type in its own plot. Use a set of stacked line charts. Line charts. Let's see. Is it gonna work? Okay. Oh, I think it does what I want, but it's of course many plots. Let's make this bigger. Can it zoom in? I think I can't, but it did what I wanted, I think. I can't see the labels. What kind of adjustments? I don't know what to do. Let me see. I mean, ideally that should be bigger and I could scroll it. It forces me to fix. Oh, but I can download it and make it bigger, but I don't want to do that now. Okay, I can barely see that some type of exercises are more frequent recently. What can I do? I don't know what to do to see more details. That's an interesting problem. How about asking a narrative? Give me a narrative that describes how my exercise habits changed over time by looking at this plot. I think that's, I'm really curious to see what it does. Give me a narrative that describes how my exercise habits change over time by looking at this plot. Let's see. I'm really curious. From the stacked line charts, we can observe the following trends in your exercise habits over time. Push-ups. This exercise, it would be cool if I could see where push-ups are, if it was linked. This exercise shows consistent activity over the months, indicating that push-ups have been a staple in your routine. It's true. I know that it's true. There are occasional peaks, blah, blah, blah. Pull-ups, sit-ups. Sit-ups relatively lower, yes. Squats, more variability. Is it true? So this is where I start having doubts. How much of this is correct? I don't know. Home workouts. So these are all the workouts that I do at home. High frequency, particularly during specific periods. This could actually be in winter. Possibly influenced by fact. This could reflect times when you were focusing on general fitness routines at home, possibly influenced by factors like convenience or external circumstances, such as weather or availability of gym facilities. Pretty amazing. Yoga, yes, they're periodic, though not as consistently practiced as some other exercises. Pretty amazing. I'm impressed. It seems like it knows quite a lot about my habits. I know one last thing I want to do. So in my notes, I normally write down where I am. So kind of like at home, at the gym, but sometimes it's more specific than that. So extract from the notes column information about places where I do my workouts. Let's see. All right, so there's an empty one. So home, park, gym, park. Likely a repeated note. It seems that home is the most frequent place for your workouts, followed by park and gym. If you need more detailed analysis or any further insights, please let me know. Yes, so sometime I use specific names of specific locations, such as the name of a park or of the gym. Include these names in the list. Sometimes. All right, let's see. Okay. I've extracted more specific information about the places where you do workouts, including specific location names mentioned in the notes. Here are some of the notable entries. Home, multiple variations such as home WO, which is workout, PB, workout at home, home workout mixed, and tiny workout at home. Specific, let's see. Oh yeah, it's in the table. But maybe that's a little too detailed, and it also includes other stuff. No, that's not what I wanted. No, let's say let's see. Do not look at variations of home, but include names of parks or gyms. Let's see. It's having a little hard time. I mean, it's understandable. This is more the type of workout. Filter the data including specific parks. No, let's see. Okay, so now I remembered that most of the time, okay, that's useful because most of the time in my notes, I put the location after the symbol at, which is very useful here. Okay, so let's say I can be way more specific. Only include names of locations that are marked with the at, oh, what is that? At symbol. Let's see. No. Why? So it's struggling with this one. I'm having a hard time obtaining what I want. I don't understand what I can do. So for instance, here I have at a loft hotel. Here I have at chic, which is the park where I often go. At Benefitness, it's a gym. At Lifetime, which is a gym. So how can I solve this? That's an interesting problem. Extract from the notes column all the terms that take place right after the at symbol. It's not working. Why? What did I ask at the beginning? I asked to show me. That was good. What did I ask here? So extract from the notes column information about places where I do my workouts. Okay. Home, park, gym, park. This is not working. I think I'm almost about to give up. Maybe it's not. I don't understand what is going on. Terms after at symbol. Why it's only this? Oh, here is the code to check. Let me see. Regenerate. Maybe this time I'm lucky. No. Let's try something else. So extract from the notes column all the terms that represent specific locations. Include cases where the name of a park or a gym is present, like chic for a park and lifetime for a gym. Trying to give more, is it chic or chic? I don't remember. Some hints. It's not working. Okay, I give up. I think that went long enough. I think overall I'm quite impressed. Um, let's see. I think the first part went really well, even though, yeah, no, I think it went really well. I was, I think one thing is that I never know whether it's doing things correctly. So when I look at this plot, it looks a reasonable plot, but how do I know that these are the right numbers, right? So that's one issue. I could look at the code, but I mean, really? Is that what I want? I mean, maybe this is fine, but more in general, I'm not sure that that's the right approach. I was really impressed that it gave me a small multiples plot, even if it's not exactly what I wanted, and then it kind of like adjusted it this way, which is great. Which one is the one here? I love the fact that it quickly gave me a better representation with some transparency that works really, really smoothly. And this was also awesome. I love it. Very quickly realized what are the type of workouts, and also when I asked it to glue together certain parts of a term, it did it without a problem. This is great. I love this one. I want to print it. Oh, it's not this one. It's this one. Again, same problem as before. How correct is this? I can't tell, right? It would require me to go through the actual notes and figure it out. It's true that I can look at the code and get a better sense of what it actually does. But I don't know that people want to look at code. There should be something easier, right? Something between this and what is the code here and this, right? So let's see. And then I switched to the analysis of terms over time. I think the initial result was a little confusing, but then I asked to create a small multiples, which is, it did it very well, but I couldn't scroll, so this turns out to be too small, right? And I was really impressed by the interpretation. Here, when I asked it, give me a narrative that describes how my exercise habits change over time by looking at this plot. This is unbelievable. This is amazing. And finally, unfortunately, it struggled with the last part where I wanted to extract the locations. But I mean, overall, it's magic. It looks like magic, and I'm quite impressed. It's smooth. I could very easily do the type of analysis that I wanted to do. I think a little bit of the bottleneck is verification, and I think it also works really well when you don't get exactly the thing you want the first time, but it seems to understand really well the modifications, the request for modifications. So as a first try, I think this went really, really, really well. I'm impressed, and I feel like I have to learn how to use it even better. That's all for now. I hope that's interesting, and I'll try to post more of these. Bye-bye.